99.7 The Fox. What's going on? It's EYE. You already know the vibes. You're ready for this weekend. Saturday, 4:30, Panthers, Rams. We're looking for a W. We're looking for some big moves. And, of course, the man in charge joining us right now, Dave Canales. What's going on, Coach? How you feel?
I'm feeling great, super grateful, proud of this group, the hard work that's gone into it this season. All hands on deck, just finding ways to win. Just a gritty group, tough group, and a bunch of young guys contributing to the team, and some veteran guys who are excited to go to their first playoff game. A lot of them, and everyone just coming together and finding a way, and hopefully we can do that one more time.
The one thing I love about you is just the way you lead with so much positivity, right? Every time we're in the press conferences, you're always like, every day is a championship opportunity. It's a big, it's like your big battle cry. Where does that come from? Like, where did you, stuff like that is like stuff you read out of like motivational books. It's like crazy. So who did you get that from? Where did you get that mentality from? And how have you instilled that in this team?
First and foremost, it comes from my family, my upbringing, and my dad's story. I don't have time to go into it, but my grandparents coming from Mexico and dreaming of something better for their family, and my dad and his two sisters being, first-time high school graduates, first-time college graduates, and believing that, with faith in the Lord and you put your trust in him and work really hard, you can achieve anything. And so it really starts there. And then I've been blessed to just be around some incredible mentors from the time I started playing football. And I won't name all my coaches, but I'll land with Pete Carroll. And the every game is a championship opportunity is right out of Pete's book. And he taught us to understand it and regard it that way. Every preseason game, there is some component in that game that it will look just like the championship moments look. You may have to go and win on the road. So we're traveling and we're in this hotel, guys. It's going to be just like this. You may play a night game. Guys, when you're in prime time, they're going to flex us. They're going to put us under the lights. We got to have a great plan for how to go about that day. He just did an amazing job of bringing it to life on a daily basis for us. And I understand it. And I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. And I saw it happen right before my eyes in Seattle. 10 playoff appearances in 13 years, a Super Bowl championship, and another one that was darn close. And, so I get to just kind of speak from a place of belief. And when I say it, I mean it. And we're starting to learn and accept that together as a group.
No, 100%. I mean, you're one of 17 coaches that went on to be head coaches after, Pete Carroll. It's a crazy tree, right? And, and you said it yourself. You're a Super Bowl champion. You know what it's like to play in these big time moments, and you know what it's like to develop some incredible receivers, guys like Doug Baldwin, Golden Tate, and Tyler Lockett, just to name a few. So now you have this almost a mirror image, of a sense of like young guys like Teteroa McMillan and Jalen Coker, Jimmy and Xavier. You've been not afraid to play these young players, and certainly not afraid to put them in big spotlights. What's it been like working with this core and helping them develop into, I don't want to call it like the way the people call KOC the quarterback whisperer. I want to be like wide receiver whisperer, but obviously it's been working out.
Honestly, it's just about investment and development, believing in guys and understanding that every mistake that they make is an investment in your future, and it's an opportunity for them to grow, to learn the game. And you won't get that unless you put them out there and trust them to do it. And they'll show you how special they are at times, and they'll let you down at times. And that's just a part of it. That's a part of the growing process. And, I couldn't do this without Brad Idzik, my offensive coordinator, bringing the whole group together and finding the best ways to get those guys the ball. Rob Moore, the receivers coach, Will Harriger. And then I can't talk about those guys without talking about Bryce Young. And, to imagine that a third-year quarterback is the, KG vet of the group, and he's talking to the guys, and the more experiences, he's just done a great job working through routes. Hey, I want you here on this one. Make sure if you double it up on the top, you do that every time. Like, he has such a great, calm way of engaging with those receivers and kind of fine-tuning the concepts to the way that he sees it being done, and so that they know what his intention on those plays are. So it's a group effort from all of us, getting this group to perform.
No, absolutely. And you said it with Bryce. It's kind of crazy thinking of him as the KG vet, but coming from another great tree with Nick Saban, right? And just like those guys who instill the winning mentality, and you have a lot of different personalities in that locker room. When you think about guys like Bryce and Tet that are a little bit more soft spoken, and then guys like Derek Brown, who, if you've ever been in the locker room post game, is not as calm and for sure. Dealing with those different personalities, I mean, like, how fun has it been to kind of see like this group kind of come together, of just completely different guys from completely different backgrounds? What's that vibe been like in the locker room? I've been seeing it out on the field with the way you just kind of let them do their thing post practice. So what's that been like?
That's been special because the leadership group here, a bunch of high character guys who are hard workers, and it all starts with the work. Nobody practices harder than my veteran guys, and they want to be out there. They want to be available. They give everything they have. They chase things down. If Derek is chasing down a ball 20 yards down the field, everybody's chasing the ball down. And, that's the same thing on the offensive line with Damian Lewis, Rob Hunt, veterans like that on the inside, Taylor Moton, Ike Ekwonu, that whole group, they're the ones that really lead the charge in terms of what it looks like on a daily basis, the work. And so that my young players can look at them and say, okay, here's the standard. Here's how we do it. And then for that group to come together and find ways to win, to establish that belief that, guys, if we don't have to be the best team, we just got to play the best. And if we can be disciplined about that and take care of the ball, we can find wins. And that's what's happened this year for us. And that's been so fun to see those guys just create little moments before, after practice, different things to connect each other.
Yeah, 100%. And, obviously things like that have paid off. I mean, that game back, November 30th, we keep talking about it, right? 31-28. Everybody talks about it being one of the biggest upsets of the year. Of course, the Rams coming into town this weekend. Talking to Dave Canales right now, of course, coach of your Carolina Panthers. Two more before we let you go, Coach. I mean, the obvious big conversation right now, at least amongst the fans, Cam coming back to bang the drum, man. How cool is that? And, like, for you, just how fun is that going to be to start the game out?
I mean, if it happens, if he's there, it's going to be
Right.
electric. I understand, Bank of America Stadium, if Cam comes back in the house, is going to go berserk. They're going to go nuts. I love it. I love every part of that, and just brings a lot of juice. We need anything we can get. We need any edge possible to be at home for the first round of the wild card. Cam, just from afar, I don't know him personally, but from afar, like, the respect I have for him as a leader of men, just an electric personality, an unbelievable player, that kind of support as we work so hard to build a brand of football that we're proud of here. To have that support is phenomenal.
I guess last thing, as we think about, obviously it's going to be hype in the bank. Madhouse on Men is what we've been calling it here on 99.7 The Fox. At the end of the day, you look back at yourself, 20 years ago, right? You just started out at El Camino Community College, and, you're doing your thing as a tight ends coach. And now here you are coaching a playoff team here in Charlotte. What do you take from those moments back then and just look at now and be like, wow, like, it's crazy. I pinch myself sometimes, like the pinch yourself moment.
Absolutely. I started off coaching at my alma mater, Carson High School.
Right.
And, then I went to the junior college, but I was talking to one of our players today, it's Trey Merrick, and he and I were talking, and I was like thinking about how fortunate I've been to be around really talented teams and special coaches who were so invested in the players at every level, really, and won championships at every level, league championships in high school, state championship at the junior college level, and then 10 out of 13 years in Seattle, and the leaders, the head coaches, the position coaches, and all different personalities, all cared about the same thing. And that's what gives me so much confidence to do this job. It's about the ball. It's about having great energy, great effort, great enthusiasm, playing tough, the finish mentality of it. But it's about really good football. And so I feel a legacy as a part of that. And I feel like it's my responsibility to make that come alive with our Panthers football team.
And it's going to come alive this weekend. Obviously, the energy again at the bank. If you're on the fence about tailgating, going to the game, whatever it is, get off the fence, get over to the other side, get out there, man. It's going to be absolutely electric this weekend. E. White with 99.7 The Fox. Dave Canales. Dave, thanks again, man. Appreciate you hopping on.
Hey, thanks for having me. Keep pounding.